everyone.
In a previous video, we reacted to the Finnish language by Lang Focus YouTube channel, and we discovered that it's not really similar to the other Nordic country, like Sweden, like Finland, like Sweden, like Denmark, Norway. It has its own thing, and that's why I wanted to compare to Estonia, because apparently both are quite similar. Finland and Estonia. So we're gonna react to both. Yes, apparently they are very similar, and maybe that's why Finland is like part of the Nordic country and not Scandinavian, because the language is so different from the other Scandinavian country. So okay, let me put it down now.
About two non-Indo-European languages of Northern Europe, Finnish and Estonian. Finnish and Estonian are both members of the Finnic group of languages,
see, that's
along
why.
with Karelian, Ludic, Veps, Ingrian, Votic, and Livonian. Their most recent common ancestor language was late Proto-Finnic, around 2,000 years ago. Finnic is a branch of the Uralic language family, so they are both more distantly related to Hungarian as well. Since Finnish and Estonian have been developing in different directions for 2,000 years, they are now fairly different, with Estonian being much more innovative, while Finnish is more conservative. In other words, Estonian has changed more. They're not mutually intelligible for the most part, aside from basic general vocabulary. Estonian speakers generally understand Finnish better than Finnish speakers understand Estonian.
See, every time the two countries are similar, right, in language, there's always one country that can understand the other, but the other cannot understand them. It's like the same with like Portuguese and Spanish, right? It's kind of always the same thing, or
Because of exposure to Finnish media, though I understand that this is much less the case among the young generations today. Let's look at a few common phrases in either language and see what's similar and what's different about them. Hello, in Finnish.
Hei.
hey,
And in Estonian.
Tere.
okay.
Tervist.
This word literally means health. The T here is a partitive case inflection. Partitive is the case used for direct objects when they are partial objects rather than complete ones.
Tere.
Is a contraction of.
Tervist.
But Finnish also has the formal word
Terve.
for hello,
Terve.
which literally means healthy. This is a cognate with the Estonian word, tervist, except terve
Tervist.
is an adjective rather than a noun. In Estonian,
Tere.
is used
Tere.
with many
Tere.
greetings, while in Finnish,
Hyvää.
is used. Estonian has a cognate of this word.
Hea.
Here.
Both mean good. Good morning.
Good morning.
In Finnish,
Hyvää huomenta.
this noun is in the partitive
Iva Wamenta.
case and is a literary word for morning in Finnish. In
Woman.
Estonian,
Tere hommikust.
here you
Tere
can see that
hommikust.
these two words are cognates, and both come from Proto-Finnic, homen. But the Estonian word is in the elative case, which is used with the sense of from or out of. Good day or good afternoon.
Good day.
In Finnish,
Hyvää päivää.
and in
Iva
Estonian.
Paiva.
Tere päeväst.
Tere
Again, here you can
Päiväst.
see that these two words are cognates. These cognates reveal an important
Those
difference
little dot, it make the word longer, it feel like. Yeah.
between Finnish and Estonian.
It's a little bit similar, this
Finnish
one.
uses vowel harmony, while Estonian no longer uses vowel harmony, except in some archaic expressions. In Finnish, there are three classes of vowels: front vowels, neutral vowels, and back vowels. If a word contains front vowels, it cannot contain back vowels, and vice versa. This also applies to the word's suffixes.
Päivää.
This is a front vowel, so aside from this neutral vowel, the other vowel is also a front vowel.
Päiväst.
Here, we see a front
Päiväs.
vowel and a neutral
Päivä-
vowel,
päiväst.
but there's a back vowel in the suffix. This word doesn't exhibit the same vowel harmony as the Finnish word, but it's worth noting that vowel harmony may be seen in southern Estonian dialects. Good evening, in Finnish,
Hyvää iltaa.
and in
Iva
Estonian.
Tere
Ilta.
õhtust.
Tere
In this case, these
Ottus.
phrases contain no cognate words. What's your name? In Finnish,
Mikä sinun nimesi on?
word for word,
Mikä Mikä sinun nimesi on?
what your name is.
Mika is what?
These phrases contain no
Huh.
cognate words. What's your name? In Finnish,
Mikä sinun nimesi
Mika is what?
on?
of the personal pronoun
Sinä.
sinun
Sinä.
also has a short form that is used in informal speech.
Sun. Mikä sun nimes on?
In Estonian,
Mis sinu nimi on?
Just like in Finnish, Estonian
Sinunimi on.
also has a short form of the genitive pronoun.
Mis su nimi on?
Whether we use the long forms or the short forms,
Yeah.
you can see that the Finnish and Estonian sentences are pretty close to each other. One difference is the word for what. Another difference is the form of the word for name. In Finnish, the basic nominative form is
nimi,
like in Estonian. But in Finnish, there are special possessive forms of the nominative. When there's a genitive pronoun to show possession, a corresponding possessive suffix is added to the end of the noun. And in this case, it changes the final vowel, though that doesn't always happen. The full suffix, si, is used in formal written Finnish, while a shortened suffix is usually used in spoken Finnish, or the suffix is dropped.
mikä sun nimi on?
When the suffix is
Mikä
dropped,
sun
it's
nimi
more
on?
like the Estonian sentence. Possessive suffixes disappeared from Estonian in the 17th century. So whereas in Finnish you can say a possessive sentence without the genitive personal pronoun, in Estonian you need it. For example, in the sentences meaning my name is. In Finnish,
Nimeni on.
here there's no
Nimeni
genitive
on.
pronoun, but there's a possessive.
This is why when I heard Finnish sing, I think of Japan, because in Japan they always use very little word to say something. They remove all the noise between the word and they just use name, my, is, the so robotic and simple. Like, so there's not a lot of grammar in a way.
Suffix. In
The
Estonian,
same in
Minu nimi
Estonian.
on?
here there's a genitive pronoun, but there's no possessive suffix. False friends. So far we've seen that some words are different and other words are cognates, while those cognates often have different forms or different inflectional forms. But as with most languages that are closely related to each other, there are also some false friends, cognates that look and sound similar but actually have different meanings. For example, in Finnish,
Koristaa.
means to decorate.
Korista.
The Estonian word
Koristama.
means to clean.
Koristama.
The core meaning of these words is to make beautiful. So you can see how that developed into
Yeah, but it's similar. You decorate or you clean. When you clean something, you're like decorating at the same time because you're changing where things are, right? So it's kind of, when you think about it, you can like see to make beautiful. It's kind of the same like intention in a way. It's just
both
not
of their
the
present
same
meanings.
thing.
In Finnish,
Maja.
means
Maya.
shelter or a treehouse, and in Estonian
Maja.
is the regular word for house.
Maya.
The Finnish word
Huone.
means a room.
Huone.
The Estonian word
Huone.
means a big
Huone.
building. The Finnish word
Hytti.
means a
Hytti.
cabin, but a cabin on a boat. The Estonian word
Hytt.
Hut.
means a hut or a shack.
Hut.
Both of these words are Germanic loanwords, the Finnish one from Swedish and the Estonian one from Old High German. The Finnish word
Raamattu.
means Bible.
Raamattu.
The Estonian word
Raamat.
means
Raamattu.
book. The word for book in Finnish is,
Kirja.
and the word for
Kirja.
Bible in Estonian is.
Piibel.
Bibel.
Finnish is much more conservative in its vocabulary, meaning that there have been strong efforts to use Finnish words or coin new words from Finnish roots instead of adopting loan words for modern objects and concepts. For example, in Estonian, the word for telephone is.
Telefon.
Fun.
Finnish had the word
Telefoni.
but replaced it with.
Puhelin.
Puhelin.
Estonian contains many loan words, especially
But what
from
it mean
middle low.
conservative? Thai you would say not conservative because you have a lot of English word that you use in Thai or similarly. See, Estonian they're like, oh no, we don't want to make new word. We're just gonna try to copy and make it simpler. But Finnish, they don't loan word. They create the new word. So they're only influenced by Finnish language. Yeah.
German and German. Finnish
Both
sticks
are fine,
to
it
its
doesn't
Finnish
really
roots
matter.
for most of these. The word for kitchen in Finnish
Keittiö.
and in
Kietto.
Estonian.
Kök.
Cook.
The Finnish word was coined in the 19th century from the word meaning to cook, plus a suffix that forms nouns from verbs. The
Yeah.
Estonian word comes from Middle Low German. Where Finnish does use loan words, they're often from Swedish, as we saw in a previous pair of false friends. Another example is the words for doctor,
Doctor.
in Finnish,
Lääkäri.
which comes from
Lääkäri.
Swedish, and in
Lääkäri.
Estonian,
Arst.
which comes
Arst.
from Middle Low German.
Arst.
Grammar. Finnish and Estonian have many grammatical features in common. Both Finnish and Estonian are synthetic languages. That means that meaning can be added to a sentence by adding additional morphemes to a word, rather than adding additional words. Both have a combination of agglutinating and fusional elements. though Estonian has become somewhat less synthetic with the loss of some inflectional affixes, like the loss of the possessive suffixes we saw before. Another example is that Estonian verbs, in their negative conjugation, have no affixes showing person, making subject pronouns
See how
necessary,
simple?
unlike in Finnish. Neither language has grammatical gender.
See?
There are
It's
no
just like Japanese. No grammatical gender. No he or she.
masculine, feminine, neuter distinctions. Neither language has articles, like the or a in English. For example, in Finnish,
Talo.
means
Talo.
either the house or a house. And also in Estonian,
Maja.
Maya.
means either the house, or a house. Both Finnish and Estonian have both prepositions and postpositions. Neither language has a separate future tense.
Yeah.
The simple present is also used for the future. For example, these sentences can mean either I study English or I will study English. In Finnish
Opiskelen englantia.
Opiskelen
and in
englantia.
Estonian.
Ma õpin inglise
Opin
keelt.
inglise keelt.
But the Estonian sentence actually needs some more context in order to be interpreted as future tense. If you add an adverb of time, like tomorrow, then we'll know it's future tense rather than present tense.
Homme õpin inglise keelt.
Without that context, the word hakkan could be used to indicate the future. It literally means start, but is used like going to in English.
Ma hakkan inglise keelt õppima.
Ma hakkan inglise keelt õppima.
Finnish and Estonian have similar case systems. Finnish has 15 cases, while Estonian has 14, though there are 2 others that are sometimes included as well. There's no accusative case on the Estonian list, but as in Finnish, the accusative form is the same as either the nominative or the genitive form. Grammatical differences. The inflections are different between the languages, of course. We saw some examples of that before in verb conjugations and in case inflections. Estonian syntax has some influence from Low German and German. For example, Estonian often uses postpositions, whereas in Finnish, a case would be used. For example, the phrase meaning on the table. In Finnish,
Pöydällä.
Pöydällä.
Laua peal.
the Finnish noun is in the adessive
Not
case,
easy.
which gives the meaning of on or at. In Estonian, there's a separate word, a postposition, meaning on. In Finnish, subject pronouns are normally left out for the first and second person, except for emphasis, but the third person is required. That's in the written formal language. In casual speech, the pronouns are normally used, though not always. In Estonian, they're more often left out in casual speech. For example, these sentences mean I read a book. First in formal Finnish,
Minä luin kirjan.
Minä
and
luin
in informal
kirjan.
Finnish,
Mä luin
Mä
kirjan.
luin
and in
kirjan.
Estonian, with the pronoun
Ma lugesin raamatu läbi.
and
Mä
without the
lugesin
pronoun.
raamattu läbi.
Lugesin raamatu läbi.
While in
Lugesin
Finnish, the
raamattu
use of the
läbi.
pronoun depends more on the register, with the pronoun normally dropped in formal written Finnish but included in spoken Finnish. In Estonian, the use of the pronoun doesn't really depend on the register. It's normal to either use or drop the pronoun in both formal written and spoken Estonian. One other difference here is that in Estonian, the word läbi is necessary because the
Läbi.
object here is a whole object, like the accusative case. It adds the meaning of through, like I read through the whole book. This word would be unnecessary if the noun was in the partitive case, referring to only part of the book. Next, we're going to simply dive into some sentences and see what we find.
You're surviving?
These sentences mean I study literature in university.
Not easy,
in
eh?
Finnish,
Mä opiskelen kirjallisuutta
Mä
yliopistossa.
opiskelen kirjallisuutta
I study
yliopistossa.
literature in university. And in Estonian,
Oh,
Õpin
wow.
ülikoolis kirjandust.
word for word, it's I study in university literature. First, notice that the Finnish sentence
This is like Japanese. This is outie.
Opin
This is outie.
kirjandus.
I took one Japanese class in university. I don't remember much, but this was very like this. Very like shortened.
contains a subject pronoun, while the Estonian sentence doesn't. Remember that in either language, people can use or drop the pronoun, but in speech it's normally used in Finnish, while it's more often dropped in spoken Estonian. Next, we see a pair of cognates, meaning study.
Opiskelen.
Õpin.
Opiskelen.
There's an interesting difference here. The Finnish verb has a suffix that makes it frequentative, meaning it shows a repeated action. It changes the meaning of the verb from learn to study. But if we remove the suffix, it's a lot more like the Estonian word, opin. The Estonian word can be used as it is, with the meaning of study, even though it also means learn. Next, the words for literature are cognates. Both are in the partitive case, the case used for partial direct objects. In this case, the person doesn't study literature in all its entirety. That would be impossible. the person studies only part of the literature available, so the partitive case is used. But obviously, even though the same case is used in both languages, the inflectional forms are rather different. Next, the words for university are different, though both are in the inessive case, which adds the meaning of in. Note that the inflection of the Finnish word is an abbreviated colloquial form. It matches the informality of the sentence shown by the short pronoun. And one more sentence. If you drove more slowly, I would be able to read the map. In Finnish,
Jos ajaisit hitaammin, niin pystyisin lukemaan karttaa.
word for word, it's if you would drive more slowly, then I would be able to read map. And in Estonian,
kui sa aeglasemalt sõidaksid, saaksin kaarti lugeda.
word for word, it's if you more slowly you would drive,
This
I would
doesn't
be
look
able
this,
to
this is completely
map
different.
read. First, we see different words meaning if.
There is not a single word that is the same, except like karta and karti is like similar. The rest, doesn't look the same at all.
Here, Finnish has no pronoun, which tells us this is likely more formal Finnish. In Estonian, the pronoun is present, which is common in both formal and informal registers. Next, we see two different verbs meaning drive, but both are in the second person singular conditional.
Yeah.
I'm sure you noticed the difference in word order. This is interesting because in Estonian, the verb comes at the end of the if clause. This likely shows the influence of Low German or Old High German. In German and Low German, the conjugated verb comes at the end of subordinate clauses, of which if clauses are one type. If we skip ahead to the second part of this sentence, the main clause, we also see word order that looks Germanic. The auxiliary verb is at the beginning, and the lexical verb comes at the end of the clause. The auxiliary verb is not in second position, as in German or Low German, because the subject pronoun is dropped here. But we did see that word order before in this sentence.
Ma hakkan inglise keelt õppima.
Here, the conjugated verb is in the second position, and the second verb comes at the end, as in German or Low German.
Cute.
Next, we see two different comparative adverbs meaning more slowly. In Finnish, adverbs are formed by adding sti to the inflecting form of the
Itaminen.
adjective. Then, to form the comparative adverb, sti is replaced by min. In
Sati.
Estonian, the stem of adverbs is the genitive singular form of the adjective.
Sati.
To that, we add the suffix lt. Then, to make the adverb comparative, you
Damn,
remove that
this is a
ending and
lot
add
of
mo.
information for real.
Next, in
It's
the
hard.
Finnish sentence, we see nin, meaning then, to show the outcome of a
You
condition.
know, it take a whole semester in university to learn just this video.
Yes.
But in Estonian, it's not used. There is a word that can be used, siis, which serves the same
Siis.
function, but the sentence is fine without it. In
But
Finnish,
what
it's
I'm
better
trying to remember is the pronunciation, because it's really unique to Finnish and Estonian, how to pronounce, right? It's kind of deep and long, so
to include the word niin, and the sentence would sound a bit strange without it. Next, we see two different verbs meaning I would be able to. Both are in the first person singular conditional mood. Next, we have two cognate verbs meaning to read, but these two verbs reveal a grammatical difference between Finnish and Estonian. The Finnish verb is a third active infinitive in the elative case. Finnish has 5 different infinitive forms, and this one is used in verb chains like this. Estonian has only 2 types of infinitive, the ma infinitive and the da infinitive. This one is the da infinitive.
Da.
The da
Da?
infinitive is used when something may or may not actually occur, whereas the ma infinitive is used for things that are certain. The da infinitive is used in sentences meaning things like she can, or he may, or we want, etc., because the action is not certain. And after that, we have cognate words for map, both in the partitive case, but with different inflectional forms. As you can see, Finnish and Estonian function very similarly in their go.
oh my god,
Estonian was
the second half of the video was so difficult.
Yeah, I remember nothing.
That's fine. The more we
crazy.
react to language video, the better we're gonna get. You need to see just us more language video or more music or vlog or something from Finland, from Estonia, so we can react to it. Yes.
Yeah.
Click here. I will put another language that we did in the past. Yes.